Alright, looks like we are live and streaming. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream. It's been a long, long time since the last one. Um, I don't even know when that was, but definitely forever ago. So I'm just gonna test some things here, make sure that chat is working, chat TTS is working, and then we'll be good to go. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes here, and then we'll get this off the ground. Hello from one captain to the other. Your message did not read in the chat because I just found out that it didn't have Firebot connected, but it should be working now. I just saw your message looking through. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be ready here shortly. I'm just trying to get a few more things sorted here. I'm really not a pro at streaming. I do this way too rarely to have a full routine ironed out, but we'll get there. Just yeah, let me get a few things settled here and there, and then we'll get going. All right, here we go. Everything should be pretty much ready to rumble, as they say. Okay, just let me stop the audio stream here on my phone. Alright, so yeah, to those of you just joining, welcome to the stream. Thanks! Oh! Oh! Oh wow! Congratulations, man. That is absolutely amazing to hear. I am so happy for you and your wife. Um, yeah, that is really really great news. Super super happy to hear that everything went well, despite the early arrival, so to speak. Um, that is, yeah, I'm just really, really, really happy and excited for you there. That is absolutely wonderful, um, and I hope you have a well, it's probably not as much of a relaxed time anymore now with the baby being there, but hopefully it all goes smoothly over there with all of you, and yeah, maybe the engine sounds will get him to sleep when we're up a cruise. We'll see. So anyway, today the plan is to show off SayIntentions, do another flight with it. I believe the last stream I did also was an SI flight. Um, a lot has happened since then. ATC has improved significantly. Um, with this being an AI-based or powered ATC program, obviously there are still things that can happen sometimes, but overall, uh, in all the flights that I've been doing with it recently, it has been pretty much rock solid. And not only are we going to be doing a flight on SayIntentions, but we're also going to be testing the new traffic injection. Um, I should clarify, this is the traffic injection alpha, which right now is only available to members of the partner program. It will be coming out soon, though, for in beta for premium subscribers. So that should be coming. I believe they said in during FS Expo last week that will be July 7th when it comes out in beta. But I checked their website and their traffic FAQ, and I couldn't find that in writing anywhere. So I might have missed something, or maybe there are going to be some changes around that beta release date. So I guess take that with a grain of salt there. But it should be coming out in beta relatively soon. And it is now okay for those of us who already have access to it to stream it. So I figured I'd do a little stream here, give you all an idea of what you might be able to expect with it once it goes live in beta. And so yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Over here in my region of Germany, I just started the summer holidays here just yesterday, and so a very popular flight during this time of the year is Frankfurt to Palma de Mallorca. So I decided, hey, you know what? Let's go and do this. So yeah, I'll be flying from my home airport of Frankfurt over to Mallorca with SI and SI traffic. So hopefully it all goes well. We'll be taking our good old PMDG 737-700, which I already have set up here, with the Boris sound pack, of course. I don't believe I've ever streamed that on my channel, so that should be nice for anyone who hasn't had a chance to listen to that just yet. So yeah, flight plan is already dispatched. Plane's already loaded up. I hope that audio levels are going to be okay. If not, let me know and I will try to make some adjustments. So yeah, let's get going. Aircraft's already loaded. Let me just hit new flight in SI to get us into a good position here. All right, and let's get first officer in here.
Turnaround flight detected.
Alright, here we go. And let's see if we just switch to the outside view there. You can definitely hear something.
Ready for the turnaround flow, Captain? Heading out for the walk around.
Yep, there's definitely traffic. Listen to that. Okay, back to the inside. That is really loud, but yeah. So there's your first sign that SI traffic is indeed live and working. All right, let's just get the aircraft ready to go. Let's get it some fuel here. Fuel set. Payload set. Load level 83%, so definitely quite heavy, as is very much appropriate for this season. Okay. Get the co-route loaded in. Done. And activate that. Alright, so according to SimBrief, we should be planning runway 18 for our departure, but let's get the ATIS from SI to see if that is currently active.
I shall contact you. Have information hotel.
Yeah, information hotel.
Frankfurt Airport, information hotel. 1420 Zulu. Wind 235 at 12.
Oh no, it said wind instead of wind.
Temperature 30. Dew point 3. QNH 1015. Density altitude 2100 feet. Arriving runways 25C, 25L, 25R. Departing runways 25C, 25L, 18. Transition level 55.
Okay.
Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Switch to the clearance frequency here. I don't know why, but sometimes the way that it speaks the ATIS, it will run the numbers together, like runway 25C instead of saying runway 25 center. I don't know why this happens sometimes. Usually it doesn't. Usually speaks it correctly, but yeah, this is sometimes an issue that I've seen a couple times. Okay, so we can expect runway 18 as a departure runway. We will also expect the Anaki to Lima departure. So let's get our clearance. See if that's what SI gives us. Frankfurt delivery. Good afternoon. Vision for Romeo Kilo with information hotel. Requesting IFR clearance to Palma.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Alright.
Vision for Romeo Kilo. Information India is current. Cleared to Palma via the AHNEC 2 Lima. Departure runway 18. Initial climb to 7,000 feet. Departure on 118.505 squawk 3757.
Cleared to Palma via Aneki to Lima departure. Departure runway 18. Initial climb, flight level 70. Departure on 118.505, squawk 3757, vision for Romeo Kilo.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, read back correct. Ground is on 121.805, safe flight, sir.
Ground 121.805, vision for Romeo Kilo, bye bye. Alright, very cool. So, departure runway 18, and set will be Aneki to Lima. That is set. Execute. Alright, let's do performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Vision Flight 229, departing from Frankfurt and heading to Palma de Mallorca. My name is Alejandro El Hombros y Paellas y Haciendas Garzoa de la Torre y Pa, Res del Campo Rodríguez de Arrieta Alcalde Municipal del Real Madrid. And I am joined by my wonderful colleagues today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate to contact our friendly crew. Thank you and gracias.
Alright, so we have a Spanish lead flight attendant today. And I think he has the longest name that I've ever heard. I figured he'd be a very
Lufthansa 3 Yankee Mike, taxi to runway 25 left via November 5, Lima, Tango, Romeo.
I figured he'd be the best flight attendant to bring along for this flight. Alright, let's just do our takeoff performance calculations here. Alright, 18, our weight is 130,100. Okay, flaps 1, thrust setting TO1, and assume temperature 43.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet, request push and start.
Setup.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet, push and start approved.
Push back and start approved. Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet.
Flaps 1. V1 131. VR
Sky Travel 975, contact tower on 118.78, safe flight.
V2 136.
Contact 118.78. For service, goodbye.
Okay. Set the trim. And let's get the weather.
CDU message displayed. CRZ when uplink ready.
Walk around completed.
CDU message cleared. CDU message displayed. Forecast uplink ready. CDU message cleared.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet, ready to taxi.
CDU message displayed. CDU message cleared.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet, taxi to runway 18 via November Whiskey 1 Whiskey.
18 via
Alright,
November,
FS
Whiskey
Airlines
1,
is
Whiskey
ready.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet.
And first officer is done with his stuff. So, let's go ahead and close the doors. do our pre-flight
Pre-flight
checklist.
checklist. Oxygen.
Tested.
Navigation, transfer, and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Set.
Parking brake.
On.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Lufthansa 246, we are ready for pushback and start.
Lufthansa 246, Frankfurt ground, pushback and start approved. Face southwest.
Alright.
Pushback and start approved, face south, Lufthansa 246.
Lufthansa 1507, we are ready
Alright.
for push and start.
Our APU starting up. Oh, meanwhile, let me switch over to the ramp frequency here on SI, and we'll get our pushback talk connected. Ground from flight deck, very good day. We are almost ready. Please go ahead and connect the pushback talk. Oh wow, that was very quiet, but I think it's set that the pushback talk is on its way.
CDU message displayed. CDU message cleared.
Packs are off.
Bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
Ah, amazing. Okay, so let's go back to the ground frequency, which actually in Frankfurt should be called the apron frequency. And let's give them a call. Frankfurt apron, very good day. Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, stand Alpha 14, ready for startup and pushback.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, Frankfurt ground startup and pushback approved, face southwest.
Startup and pushback approved, face southwest, vision for Romeo Kilo. Back to ramp. Ground from flight deck, please start pushback facing southwest.
Ground to flight deck, TOC standing by. Release parking brake to commence pushback facing southwest.
Alright. Parking brakes released.
Ground to flight deck, cleared for engine start in sequence.
Alright, here we go. Let's get the engines fired up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Vision Flight
Starting engine
229, departing from Frankfurt and heading to Palma de Mallorca. My name is Alejandro El Hombros y Paellas y Haciendas, García de la Torre y Pérez del Campo Rodríguez de Arrieta, alcalde municipal del Real Madrid, and I am joined by my wonderful colleagues today, Sofia, Lucas, Mia, and Jonas. We are delighted to have you with us today. As we prepare for departure, please give us your full attention. Safety first, fiesta later, eh? To fasten your seatbelt,
Nice.
insert the metal tip into the buckle until you hear a click. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. Ensure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap at all times when seated. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, Oxygen masks will drop from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow
Ground
of
to flight
oxygen.
deck.
Place it
Pushback
over your
complete.
nose and
Please
mouth
ensure
and secure
parking
it with
brakes
the
are set.
elastic band.
Standing
Remember
by
to
for
put on your
confirmation
mask
of good
before
engine start
assisting
and
others.
report when ready
For
for
our
disconnect.
overwater flight, life vests are located under your seat. To use them, pull the vest out, slip it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. In the event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. Your safety is our priority. This Boeing 737 has exits located at the front, middle, and rear of the cabin. Please take a moment to locate your nearest exit, which may be behind you. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight. Gracias, Captain Robin. The cabin is ready for departure.
Nice. Wow. That was really, really cool. Yeah. If I'd love to I'd love to be on a flight where the flight attendants are so passionate about giving you a thorough safety briefing, but also like very enthusiastic about the whole trip. Yeah, that's that's just incredible.
Engine 1 started. Engine 1 cut out.
Okay, we have 2 good engines. Alright, parking brakes set. We have a good engine start. You are clear to disconnect. Thank you.
All engines stable.
Alright, we're disconnecting now. Stand by. Ground to flight
CD
deck.
message displayed.
Bypass
CD
been
message
removed. We've disconnected and crew is clear. You're good to go. Safe flight. See you next time.
Alright.
Clear on the right.
Clear on the left.
Alright, first officer doing his flow. Flaps coming out.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
Auto.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brakes.
Rejected takeoff.
Flight control test. Full left. Neutral. Full right. Neutral. Full back. Full forward.
Checked.
Before taxi checklist completed.
Alright. We are fully ready. Switch back to the Akron frequency. And so, let's see.
Lufthansa 1 Sierra Whiskey. Start up and pushback approved. Face southwest.
Start and push approved, facing southwest, Lufthansa 1 Sierra Whiskey.
And Vision for Romeo Kilo requesting permission to spawn on runway 18 for departure, as we're a blind sim pilot and therefore unable to taxi.
Vision for Romeo Kilo. Runway spawning is not permitted.
Oh.
You must taxi to the runway. Please request assistance if needed.
Okay. Let's try this again. Vision for Romeo Kilo, we are a blind sim pilot and therefore unable to taxi. So we would kind of like to request permission to spawn on runway 18, please. Okay, unfortunately is not responding now. You know, usually it's kind of like a 50-50 chance whether or not SI approves that request. It is obviously not something that you normally would request when flying in the sim, but normally it should be all right.
Request push and start.
But anyway, we'll just do it.
Start approved.
Push and start.
Captain, prepare for takeoff.
All right, here we are on the runway. Yeah, let's see. Vision Fermio Kilo, we are lined up runway 18. Can we call the tower?
Before
Vision
takeoff,
4 Romeo
checklist.
Kilo,
Flaps.
contact tower on 136.5, Guten
Stabilization
Flag.
trim. Sit.
Well, 136.5,
Sit.
Vision Fermio Kilo.
Before
bye.
takeoff, checklist completed.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, contact tower on 136.5 for departure clearance.
Yep. Okay, over to tower. Frankfurt Tower, Vision Fermio Kilo, runway 18, ready for departure.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, Frankfurt Tower, runway 18, winds 240 at 10, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 18, cleared for takeoff, Vision for Romeo Kilo. Alright. Let's run up the engines, release the brakes, and... Oh!
Thrust set.
What's going
Checked.
on? Okay. Somehow we're not moving. Oh yeah, of course. First stream in a while and this happens. Let's see. Oh, okay, somehow the parking brake didn't come off. That was, that would explain it. So, let's try again. Here we go.
25 knots. 41 knots.
Speed alive.
Speed alive.
Checked.
56 knots. 72 knots.
80 knots.
80 knots.
Checked.
87 knots. 101 knots. 114 knots. 127 knots.
V2.
139 knots. Airport. 150 knots.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Lateral navigation.
Bit windy.
Vertical
so-
navigation.
Alright,
Autopilot.
Here we go.
LNAV on. VNAV on. Command A on.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, contact departure on 118.505.
Acceleration altitude.
118.505, Vision Fermio Kilo. Bye bye. Langen radar, hello, Vision Fermio Kilo, passing 2,500, climbing flight level 70.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Frankfurt departure identified. Climb flight level 130, direct Delta Foxtrot 101.
Up to flight level 130, direct Delta Foxtrot 101, Vision Fermio Kilo. Alright, that 101 is already the white one that we are inbound to.
After takeoff checklist. Engine start switches.
Off.
Packs.
On.
Vision for Romeo
Auto
Kilo,
brakes.
climb flight level
Off.
220.
Landing gear.
Up and off.
Climb
Flaps.
flight level 220,
Oh.
Vision Fermio
After
Kilo.
takeoff checklist completed.
Switching to Langen radar on
Transition
127.365, Sunstruck 68 Hotel
Checked.
Echo.
Easy 27 Juliet Papa, contact Langen radar on 125.6.
Over to Langen
Alright.
radar on 125.6, easy 27 Juliet Papa.
Here we go, currently limited to
Alpha
a
Juliet,
speed of
contact Langen
220
radar
knots.
on 128.76.
Over to Bremen radar on 128.76, Lufthansa 8 Alpha Juliet.
Yeah, listen to all this traffic around.
Volunteer 3 Charlie Yankee contact, Langen radar on 127.5.
Switching to Langen radar on 127.5. Volunteer 3 Charlie Yankee.
Just
Charlie
switch
6
to the
Charlie
cabin
contact
view.
Langen radar on 129.355.
Switching to Langen radar on 129.355, Qatari 66 Charlie.
Passing
CTR
10,000 feet.
2510 contact, Langen radar on 119.2.
Switching to Langen radar on 119.2, CTR 2510.
Dear guests, we have just climbed above our safe altitude, and I am pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service if you wish. We are currently en route to Palma de Mallorca, and we will keep you updated on our progress. Thank you for your attention and enjoy your flight. Gracias.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, climb flight level 29er stroke. Lufthansa Cargo 257, climb flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, Lufthansa Cargo 257.
Climb flight level 290, vision for Romeo Kilo.
Climb flight level 300, Lufthansa 2905. Climb flight level 350, Lufthansa 2905.
Oh, hey there. Yeah, thanks. I think it's pretty amazing how SayIntentions has been coming along. You know, there are like some occasional things here and there, especially with the voices. Maybe mispronouncing something a little bit. But yeah, this is really cool.
Lima Tango
And the
contact
traffic
Langen
is
radar
just
on
really
127.725.
amazing.
Over to Langen radar on 127.725, Turkish 2 Lima Tango.
And we're just climbing through flight level 170, 17,000 feet. Yeah, and honestly, I was really surprised and a little taken aback by the fact that it didn't work just now. You know, especially how I was like, runway spawning is not allowed. Normally, when it doesn't work, it would just be like, you know, you have to taxi to the runway, like, you know, feel free to request taxi instructions.
Flight level 270.
So, you know, it's really unfortunate that it just fell over like this when I was trying it on stream just now. But yeah, I mean, I guess it would be nice if they could add that, like, actually put that into the code of SayIntentions as a sort of exemption exception for blind sim pilots. But again, you know, even when they tell you like, oh no, you cannot do that, it's still absolutely fine if you do, like you just saw. And even when there is traffic on the runway or traffic about to land, when you then request your takeoff clearance, it will still tell you to hold position due to traffic. So it doesn't really interfere too much with the live traffic either. So it's really not a big deal. Certainly something that could be improved, but yeah, it's fine.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, contact Langen radar on 127.5.
Over to Langen radar 127.5, vision for Romeo Kilo, ciao. Langen radar, hello, vision for Romeo Kilo, passing flight level 240, climbing 290.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Langen radar identified. Good evening.
Now, our cruising altitude is actually 35,000 feet, but SimBrief did this thing where it gave us a lower initial cruise level, so I'm just going to request a higher climb now with the controller. Vision for Romeo Kilo, request flight level 350, please.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, vision for Romeo Kilo. So the turnaround flow, when you fire up First Officer V5 with so ideally you would have the aircraft already powered up. So basically what I would do is you know, get in the 7.3, launch TFM, get battery power and ground power hooked up, then launch First Officer, and when you hit connect, and it brings up that little dialogue that it shows where you can select different things for your flight, like your aircraft type and the profile that you want First Officer to use. In that window, the second combo box where it says no by default, if you change that to yes, then that will set it up as a turnaround flight. And that should then, when you close out of that dialogue, that should then get the turnaround flow going. Also, just curious, is my mic audio too low, or is it okay? I'm trying to listen to my phone as well, and I have the stream going on there, but it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, you know what? Let me actually be able to fix that in OBS. Just kick it up a notch. Oh, so this is the it's called the Boris Audio Works sound pack for the PMDG 737. It's actually for all the 73s, so the 600, the 700, the 800, and the 900. It is a really nice sound pack. Again, it's called the Boris Audio Works. Oh no, okay, yeah, no, the 777 definitely sounds a lot different. But yeah, if you're not used to the sound pack, if you're just listening to it for the first time, yeah, I see how that could be a bit confusing there. Okay, let's see. Advanced audio properties. Let's see what I can do here. I think that's what lets me. Wait, I've just turned it up a little bit. But I think I'm. Wait, was it actually the right thing? Oh, this is the wrong thing that I turned up. No, this is the classic TFM. TFM support for the 737 is still in beta currently. It's still under development. So this is the old school version of TFM. Okay, let's see. If I try this up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached cruising altitude, and I am delighted to inform you that we will now begin our snack and drink service. Today, we have some delicious options for you, including our famous Spanish tortilla and refreshing beverages to quench your thirst. After the service, we will also have articles from the Vision Shop available for you to browse and purchase. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Gracias.
Man, this is making me hungry. Okay, let's see. Did this change anything about my volume here? Testing. Oh yeah, I think it might be better. Okay, I just turn it up a bit more. This is actually doing anything.
Descending to flight level 05.
Alright, let's try this again.
Lufthansa 321, Langen radar, roger.
Yeah, I guess it might be a bit better, but.
With you at flight level 390.
Scandinavian 2204, Langen radar, roger.
Alright, so we're just cruising along here. I guess I can also go through some of the different views, the different cabin views that we have here. So we're just in one of the cabin views. front of the cabin. This will be a cockpit view. Another view of the cockpit here. And we're back in the cabin. So it's a really nice sound pack. Also, if you go to the outside view, I mean, it's going to be really loud, but it sounds pretty... Sounds pretty cool. I mean, all you basically hear is wind, but... Let's see. We have 577 miles until top of descent. So let's see. SimBrief is giving us a landing runway of 24 on the Lunip to Papa arrival into Palma. Now, SI actually has a really nice website where you can check the ATIS. You can also do it through SI Flightline on WhatsApp. Right now I'm just going to use the website just to see if they're actually using runway 24 on SI. I'll just type in Lima Echo Papa Alpha, the echo code, Palma, and let's see what it says. Palma de Mallorca Airport Information Hotel, wind 230 at 14. Wow, it's actually quite windy there today. Visibility 6, sky conditions, view at 2,400. Temperature 32. Wow, okay. Actually, pretty much the same temperature that we have at Frankfurt right now. QNH 1015. Arrivals runway 24 left, and departures runway 24 right. Okay. So SimBrief. We have. Oh yeah, I missed that earlier. We have 24 left, so that's perfect. I'm just gonna program that arrival into the FMC. Okay, where's the ILS? There's an ILS Yankee and an ILS Zulu. We'll just prepare the ILS Yankee for now, in case we get that from SI, but if we get the Zulu, we can always change it. And let's see if there's a transition onto the arrival here. Yes, okay, looks like this Charlie Delta Papa VOR provides a transition onto the ILS for runway 24 on the left. Very good. Alright, perfect. So everything lines up on our route page. I just double checked that. And so now we should just have a pretty relaxed cruise here. Should probably got to hand over pretty soon to the next frequency.
1, Langen radar. Contact Munich radar on 133.55.
Contact radar on 133.55. ITR room 331.
See, if I pull up the TFM traffic list here. Yeah, we actually have 7 aircraft around. There's a Ryanair, there's an Air Baltic, another Ryanair, an Air France, it's a Sunturk, EasyJet, Lufthansa, and that's all that we have here right now. So yeah, pretty nice amount of traffic around here. Should also note that SayIntentions tries to be oh yeah, it is. So the traffic is basically injected just like I don't know if you've seen this, but you know, flying on VATSIM, for instance, you could do the same thing. You could pull up the traffic list and see what's around you. SayIntentions basically uses the same technique to inject traffic into the simulator, and with the new TFM, if you're flying in the triple, the new TFM has the ability to pull out a bit more information from that traffic. So when you pull up the TCAS window in the new TFM, you actually even can see where these aircraft have departed from and where they're going.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, contact Swiss radar on 126.225.
Over to Swiss radar 126.225, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, chop. Swiss radar, hello, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, flight level 350.
Vision 4, Romeo Kilo, Swiss radar identified. Good evening.
Now what I was just also gonna say is SayIntentions traffic injection tries to be very reasonable. There is a setting in the app where you can configure how much traffic you want to be injected. So it's basically just a slider, and the maximum value that you can set it to basically gives you the most realistic number of aircraft that would normally be around. But it also does a good job of not overloading your system, because every AI aircraft that gets injected into the simulator has a slight impact on the performance. It's mostly something that sighted simmers will care about, because it can slightly reduce the FPS that you get. So SayIntentions does a pretty good job of balancing realism with also not overloading your system, and also still leaving enough space for you, the human pilot, to be sequenced as part of that traffic flow. So yeah, it's doing a really good job at that. Well, after all that talking, I'm a little bit thirsty. Let's see if we can get something nice to drink from our flight attendant. Hey, Alejandro, do you have anything nice to drink back there that you could bring me?
Of course, Captain. I will bring you a refreshing drink right away. What would you like? We have some lovely options available.
Well, which options do you have?
We have a selection of soft drinks, juices, and some delightful Spanish wines, Captain. Would you prefer something refreshing like a soda, or perhaps a glass of wine?
Oh, I love how it's just offering me a glass of wine as the captain here. That is not the most realistic, but man, that's going to be hard to turn down. You know, that wine sounds pretty good. Or actually, do you maybe also have some good Spanish sangria back there?
Absolutely, Captain. We do have some delightful Spanish sangria on board. I'll bring you a glass right away.
Actually, can I get a whole jug, also for my co-pilot, and 2 slices of that tortilla, please?
Okay, Captain. I will bring a whole jug of sangria for you and the co-pilot, along with 2 slices of the tortilla. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's gonna be raucous up in the cockpit. It's gonna be a wild party by the time we get to Mallorca. Wow, that is that is pretty amazing. That is that is funny as hell. I was not expecting him to just offer me wine, sangria, but hey, you know. Alright, 500 miles to go to Palma. Enough time to finish all that sangria. Yeah, it's just cruising along here somewhere over Switzerland right now.
Vision for Romeo Kilo. Contact Alps Radar Geneva on 119.175.
119.175, vision for Romeo Kilo. Bye. Alps Radar Geneva. I think they would just call this Geneva radar. Normally, this I think is just a thing where SayIntentions is getting the sector data from Navigraph, and sometimes the names of these sectors don't exactly match what you would actually call them in terms of ATC. Geneva radar, good afternoon. Vision for Romeo Kilo, flight level 350.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Alps radar Geneva identified. Good evening.
Condor 3 Papa Kilo, request descent.
Condor 3, Papa Kilo, roger.
Alright, well, while we are cruising along here, and there's not much for us to do, why not play a little song that I made with Suno about why being a SIP pilot is better than being a real-world pilot. So, I'm just gonna put that on. Enjoy that.
My landing gear's a phantom, it won't deploy. But in my chair I'm safe, oh what a joy. No seatbelt signs, no screaming kids in sight. Just me, my joystick flying through the night. It's good not to be up in the air. No fuel to burn, no engine to repair. No turbulence to toss me like a toy. Sim pilot blues is my kind of joy. Real pilots dodge birds and lightning bolts. Me, I just hit pause and grab a malt. No coffee spills, no airsick bag routines. Just a smooth cruise on my computer screen. It's good not to be up in the air. No fuel to burn, no engine to repair. No oxygen masks, no cockpit despair. Sim pilot blues is my kind of flair. No turbulence to make me lose my pride. No need for a co-pilot, I'm flying solo in my living room with a bag of Rolo. They fight jet lag, I fight my Wi-Fi woes. They sweat through storms like chilling comfy clothes. Their paycheck's big, but stress is what they reap. I get no pay, but hey, I get more sleep. It's good not to be up in the air. No fuel to burn, no engine to repair. No stupid kids to tear me up inside. Sim Pilot Blues is my paradise.
Radar in line 215, descending flight level 260.
Yeah, so that's that.
Or 8,000 feet.
No, not again.
My land.
Edelweiss 215, Alps radar Geneva identified. Good evening.
That was just a little something. I asked Suno AI to make a song about why it's better to be a sim pilot than a real world pilot, and this is what it came up with. And just figured it had a pretty chill vibe to it. So yeah. Alright, about 450 miles to go. It's really not much for us to do right now other than just sit here and enjoy the sounds and the ACC. Yeah, if anybody watching the stream has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I will do my best to answer them. But yeah, apart from that, really is just not much that's going to be happening until we hit our top of descent. Just gonna take another look here at the list of traffic. We have a Turkish 1919 is around only 4 miles away. We have a top Swiss. We have a Europa. I think this is this Air Europa airline. That I'm honestly not super familiar with. Then there's a Ryanair again, EasyJet, and a TUI flight. Probably also going to somewhere in Spain or some other holiday location.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, Alps radar Geneva, contact Marseille control on 126.705.
126.705, vision for Romeo Kilo, bye bye.
Edelweiss 2.
Marseille, hello, vision for Romeo Kilo, flight level 350.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, Marseille control identified. Good evening.
Alright, we're making our way into France here.
128.325, Lufthansa 656.
Lufthansa 656, contact Bordeaux Control on 125.79.
Contact Bordeaux Control on 125.79 and Lufthansa 656.
Learjet Delta India Romeo Charlie Sierra Marseille Control, roger.
Station 5 Bravo X-ray, contact Alps Radar Geneva on 119.175.
This trend 119.175 for citation 5 Bravo X-ray, over.
ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, just a quick flight update. We have 359 miles to go till we reach Palma. 239 miles till top of descent. And let's see, current ETA is 1709 Zulu. So yeah, it should be in roughly an hour. And let's see, what are the winds looking at? We actually have a headwind of 13 knots and a crosswind of 28 knots, so it could be better, but it's not bad. Oh, we're hitting some turbulence at this very moment. This is also what I absolutely love about the Boris sound pack, is you can really hear, especially in the cabin view, which is another reason why I enjoyed the cabin view so much, is you can really hear the backsliding around when you're flying through turbulence. It's just very, very cool, very realistic. Just everything about the sound pack is incredibly amazing. So, yep, that's where we're at. About an hour from our landing in Palma. If we mess it up, then we can blame it on the sangria. But right now, I'm almost to the jug, but we're doing fine, man. We're doing all right.
Descend on flight level 0990, Eta 567.
Eta 567, contact Milan radar on 118.675.
I actually just realized something. It appears that the Firebot TTS, which is reading the chat messages, while I can hear it just fine, it doesn't seem to be going through the stream, actually. So I'm actually just going to fix that. Audio capture.
Control, Tango 478, 5736.
Control, good evening.
Tango 478, 3 clips denied at approach, change for runway 14. Expect the island runway 14, approaching to the series via W2 Golf arrival. East Tango 478.
Alright, that should have done the trick. Let me actually go and try it.
Test.
Okay, great. That's working now. Cool. So it's now possible to hear chat messages being read out on stream as they come in. Okay, perfect.
Marseille Control, good evening, Air Canada 271 with you at flight level 220.
Air Canada 271, Marseille Control, identified. Good evening.
Romeo Kilo, contact Marseille Control on 128.85.
128.85, vision for Romeo Kilo, bye-bye. Marseille Control, good evening, vision for Romeo Kilo, flight level 350.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Marseille Control identified. Good evening. Romeo Kilo, Marseille Control. Expect the Looney 2 Papa arrival. I'll start your descent in about 20 minutes.
Oh. Roger, expect the Luna 2 Papa arrival, vision for Romeo Kilo. Descent in 20 minutes. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, according to TFM should be like 25 minutes roughly until we start descending, but that's cool. Luna 2 Papa is just double check. Yep, Lunatic 2 Papa is what we are set up for. So,
Juliet is asking for flight level 100.
Great, and that also means we can probably expect that runway 24 left
Juliet.
for our
Eurowings 7 Juliet, contact
landing.
Barcelona Control on 126.65.
Contact Barcelona Control 126.65. Eurowings 7 Juliet.
Control, Sundair 1235. Marseille Control, Sundair 1325.
Sundair 1325. Say again, please.
Sundair 1325 on the frequency.
Airbus 1226, contact Marseille. Control on 128.325.
Hold on, 128.325, Airbus 126, thank you. Volume 365, request descent flight level 200.
Feeling 365, descend to flight level 200.
Volume 365, descent flight level 200. Volume 365, descend via Pittsburgh to Tulu.
So we're now about 100 miles from top of descent into Mallorca. So I'll just go ahead and grab the latest ATIS information just to see what we can expect. Alright, so information India now current. Wind 220 at 12. So that's pretty much unchanged. Clouds at 2,400, temperature 32, still QNH 1015. Arrival runway 24 left. So that is all the same as before. Great. So let me just go to the descent page here and actually increase the descent speed to 280 knots. Alright. And we'll get the weather. The descent weather uplink.
CDU message displayed. Forecast uplink ready.
Alright. There it is.
CDU message clear. CDU message displayed.
Alright.
Descent forecast uplink. CDU message clear.
That, and so we'll take a look here at this at our arrival. So first arrival waypoint will be Lunik, and we'll cross that at 10,000 or above. Then Delta 356 Tango. Speed restriction there of 250 knots. Then we have Charlie Delta Papa, which is the transition onto the ILS. Crossing that at 4,500 or above. At Babam, Ibumu, 2,500 or above. And then we get onto the ILS. So Ibumu, I'll actually set this to per 2,500 foot altitude constraint, so that we will certainly be low enough to capture the ILS. Oh wait, that didn't work.
CDU message displayed. Invalid entry. CDU message clear.
There we go. Execute that. Alright, landing performance calculations. Over to SimRead. Landing performance. Alright. Over too far left. Current weight is 122,600. Flaps 30. Wind correction, we will do 1/2 headwind plus gust. That gives us a wind correction value of 6 knots.
Ocean 1263. Goodbye.
And with that we can calculate.
6. Lema. Marseille control identified. Good evening.
Also, okay. Yeah, that was a weird AI voice artifact there. Okay, flat setting 30, auto brake setting 1. Since it's giving us that auto brake setting of 1, I'll do this again and set reverser credit to no. See what auto brake setting we would need if we decide to land without reverse thrust. So let's see about that. Yep, okay, that gives us an auto brake setting of 2, no reversers, that's good. And VREF 130 knots and VAP 136. So let's see what the aircraft's calculated. Yep, exactly the same thing. So we'll put flaps 30, 130 knots into the FMC. Set the wind correction to 6. And just like that, we are fully prepared for our descent into Palma. Coming up in about 10 minutes, or was it 74 miles?
4 Romeo Kilo. Contact Barcelona Control on 118.035.
Barcelona Control 118.035. Vision from Romeo Kilo. Bye bye. Barcelona Control, hello. Vision from Romeo Kilo. Flight level 350.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Barcelona Control identified. Good evening.
Nice. Very, very authentic Spanish controller voice there. Very, very cool. 60 miles, still top of descent. Let's actually also go back into cockpit view. Just been chilling back here in the cabin all this time. Alright, there we go.
Ryanair 4466, contact Palma Control on 118.005.
Ryanair 4466, contact Palma Control 118.005.
61. Hi all.
Hey Josh, how's it going? We're just getting closer towards our descent. We're about 30 miles away from that. Yeah, it's been going pretty well here with SI traffic injection. Got some really nice ATC cops on the way here.
2584 request for descent.
Eurowings 2584, descend flight level 260.
Descent flight level 260, Eurowings 2584.
And we were offered some Spanish wine by our flight attendant, so we decided to order some good Spanish sangria for me, the captain, and the co-pilot, and you know, our flight attendant was very happy to bring that to us. So you know, it's been a crazy party up here on the flight deck.
Visit https://bvipilots.net for the latest info on starting simming as a blind pilot.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, Barcelona Control, clear Looney 2 Papa arriva into Palma. When you're ready, descend flight level 260.
Flight Luna 2 Papa arrival, when ready, descend flight level 260, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo. Alright, very good. 26,000 MCP altitude set. And we can actually start our descent now, so I'm going to altitude B.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your friendly crew speaking. We have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Palma de Mallorca. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. The usage of the lavatories is no longer allowed at this time. Thank you for your cooperation, and we will be landing shortly. Gracias.
Very nice. Alright. First officer to his descent flow.
Skyhawk 553 Alpha Zulu, Barcelona Control, contact Barcelona approach on 119.105.
119.1 and
man, I really love the Spanish AI voices. I think they're great. I think they're super authentic. Alright, let's do auto brakes 2. That's now set. So we're now ready for the descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Go.
Sit. Recall. Checked. Auto brakes. Sit. Landing data. 129er. Minimums 200. Descent checklist completed.
Perfect. Gonna set too far left in TFM as our destination runway, and also cross-check the frequency. Yep, 109.30 and course 238. It's all set up correctly on our nav panel as well. slowly descending now. Engines are rolling back.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, descend flight level 250.
Descend flight level 250, vision for Romeo Kilo. Okay, that's a very very small descent there from 260 to 250. We are just coming through 280.
CDU message displayed. Reset MCP altitude.
Yeah, alright, so we are leveling off now. Let's see when we get our next descent instruction here. Let's see.
Scandinavian 235, maintaining flight level 260, requesting further descent.
Okay, this could well be due to traffic.
Scandinavian 235, descend flight level 260.
I just told you I was on flight level 260, Scandinavian 235. God damn it.
Oh no.
Descend altitude 2,500, please, Scandinavian 235.
Alright, what is going on? I mean, we are still 76 miles away from the airport, so yeah, this is probably fine. Alright, well, we're still here at 250. And I'm kind of curious what it will do when it will give us a further descent clearance. Okay, about 60 miles out now. Okay, I think I'll have to go and ask it. Vision for Romeo Kilo, request further descent.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, descend flight level 240.
CDU message cleared.
Descend flight level 240, vision for Romeo Kilo.
Barcelona Control, please confirm your last instruction as according to my flight plan, I do not cross IB 920 at all.
Alpine 85 Yankee Mike, cross IB 920 at altitude 4000. Alpine 85 Yankee Mike, contact Palma Control on 134.825.
134.825, roger. 85 Yankee Mike.
CDU message displayed. Reset MCP altitude.
Yeah, well, here we are now at 240.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, descend altitude 3500, turn right heading, 305 vectors for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
heading select
Descending
on.
3,500, right heading 305, vectors for the approach, vision for Romeo Kilo. Okay. Alright, let's see how it vectors us.
Diamond Foxtrot 04, contact Menorca approach on 119er decimal 655.
119er decimal 655, Diamond Foxtrot 04.
Yeah, we're descending pretty fast now at almost minus 4,000 feet. Now it's actually descending at minus 4,700. Wow. Okay, so we're just on this 305 heading now that SI gave us. Coming through, flight level 190.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, turn left, heading 280.
Left heading 280, vision for Romeo Kilo.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, contact Palma Control on 118 decimal 005.
Palma Control 118 decimal 005, vision for Romeo Kilo, bye bye.
NAV1 has localizer. Localizer is alive. Runway heading 235.
Palma Control, good evening, vision for Romeo Kilo, out of flight level 150, descending 3,500.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Palma Control, identified. Buenas noches, expect the ILS Yankee, runway 24 left approach into Palma.
Expecting the ILS Yankee, runway 24 left approach, vision for Romeo Kilo.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, Palma Control, 18 miles from Obumu. Turn left heading 175, descend altitude 2500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
Oh no. Vision for Romeo Kilo unable. We are still at flight level 130, so we are too high for the approach right now.
Vision for Romeo Kilo, descend altitude 2500 feet. Expect vectors for the ILS approach runway 24 left at Palma.
Okay, descend 2,500 and expect vectors for the ILS 24 left. Vision for Romeo Kilo. Yeah, this is really unfortunate because it was like it would have been fine if we'd got better descent instructions earlier on. SayIntentions somehow was keeping us way too high there at flight level 250, then it was 240, and now we're 18 miles from the final approach fix.
Climb
and,
flight level 230.
Just way too high to make that approach. Pretty sure in the real world you would never get an approach clearance out of flight level 130, unless of course you're landing at a very high altitude airport, in which case, sure, that would make sense. But going into somewhere like Mallorca, you wouldn't be given that at such a high altitude when you're way too close to the approach fix to make that. And yeah, so we're just gonna go flight level change mode, and we're
Speed brake on.
Give us some nice speed rate here to increase our rate of descent. Because right now, according to the descent page, we are currently roughly 6,000 feet above our descent profile. So
passing 10,000 feet.
Yeah, I mean it would just not be possible to turn in for that approach.
Captain cabin is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Palma de Mallorca. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away, ensure your seats are in their full upright position, and fasten your seat belts. Our friendly staff on the ground will provide you with information regarding your connecting flights with Vision. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah. You know what? I think our friendly flight attendant there, I think he made a mistake. I think instead of giving that sangria to us, I think he gave it to the controller instead. So that's why we're getting these instructions. I think that's probably what's going on here. Coming through 7,000. Vision for Romeo Kilo, request vectors to final.
Vision for Romeo Kilo. Something went wrong on this end, and I wasn't able to do the math on the vectoring approach. This has been reported as bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix.
Okay. Alright, so SI is throwing in the towel. So we'll have to vector ourselves now because we're now sort of way off course here. actually gonna stop our descent at 4,000 here. Because we need to get ourselves situated. Alright, so I just got us on a heading of 100 degrees. So that hopefully we'll be able to get the initial and the final approach fix lined back up again.
Palma, control Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Charlie, what is our assigned altitude?
Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Charlie. Maintain visual separation.
Maintaining separation, but what is our assigned altitude?
Honestly, this is just so disappointing. I mean, I really love SayIntentions. I think it is by far the best ATC add-on out there. I love what they're doing with traffic. I love the AI voices. I love the cabin crew, pushback, all that stuff. You know, ATC instructions, usually really, really good. Now, I absolutely do understand this is all AI based. I also do understand that some airports have quite complex arrival procedures, and I do understand where sometimes that can throw it off, where maybe you get a vector that's not quite right, or it puts you on a bit of a too short final. I totally understand how all these things can happen. I'm really not expecting 100% perfection out of SI. I'm really not. But in this case, it would have been as simple as giving us proper and timely descent instructions, which very sadly it just absolutely failed to do here. And it also would be a matter of putting in a safeguard that makes sure that when you're cleared for an approach, you are actually at a reasonable altitude to make that approach. Neither of this has happened here, and so it's just a little bit disappointing, especially looking back and thinking back about my previous couple of flights with SI, where it's been absolutely spot on, good descent instructions, good vectors onto an ILS. It really hasn't been a problem. But of course, you know, the one flight that is I just dream once in a blue moon is where it drops the ball like that, and yeah, that's just really a shame.
Condor 2 Oscar Hotel. Contact Palma Tower on 122.1.
I'm going to slow us down here. We are getting closer to the initial fix.
Visit https://bvipilots.net for the latest info on starting simming as a blind pilot.
Let's do flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Glide slope is alive. NAV1 has
prepare for landing.
Local is alive. Runway heading 235. NAV1 has glide slope.
Alright, let's keep descending here.
2500.
Okay. I think we're now lined up pretty well. So I'm going to execute and
LNAV on.
put LNAV back on. And then we'll turn onto the ILS.
Approach mode on.
3,347 up. Right 59. 3,177 up. Right 60.
Command B on.
Alright.
2,902 up.
Command B is
Right 60.
armed. Yeah, so
2,771 up. Right 61. 2,718 up. Right 61. 2,666 up. Right 62. 2,633 up. Right 62. 2,516 up. Right 62. 2,399 up. Right 63. 2,335 up. Right 63. 2,256 up. Right 63. 2,202 up. Right 63. 2,152 up. Right 64.
Flaps 2.
2,121 up. Right 64. 2061 up. Right 64. 1995 up. Right 64. 1,866 up. Right 64. 1,802 up. Right 64. 1,752 up. Right 64. 1,685 up. Right 64. 1,672 up. Right 64. 1,590 up. Right 64. 1,538 up. Right 64. 1,482 up. Right 64.
Vision for Romeo Kilo. Contact
Right
Palma
64.
Tower on 122.1.
Tower
1,332 up.
122.1,
Right
Vision
64.
for Romeo Kilo.
1,332 up.
Okay, we're
Right
still
64.
12 miles out, so
1,321 up. Right 64.
just wait until we're established.
1,331 up. Right 57. 1,298 up. Right 43. 1,322 up. Right 27. 1,292 up. Right 12. 1,119 up. Right 3. 979 up. Right 3. 836 up. Right 5. 730 up. Right 5. 648 up. Right 4.
Gear down.
573 up. Right 2.
Alright, we got the ILS.
Flaps 15.
Palma Tower, good evening. Vision for Romeo Kilo. Fully established ILS 24 left.
Vision for Romeo Kilo Palma Tower. Roger. Continue approach runway 24 left.
Alright.
Vision for Romeo Kilo Palma Tower. Winds 215 at 9. Runway 24 left. Clear to land.
Runway 24 left, clear to land. Vision for Romeo Kilo. Alright, 6 miles out, reducing to final approach speed.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 30. And the
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
1,000.
Continuous. Speed brake. Speed brake armed. Landing gear. Down. Flaps. Sit. Landing checklist completed.
Alright. Fully configured for landing.
Ryanair 80 X-Ray Lima.
500.
Romeo. Contact departure on 118.005.
Contact departure on
400.
118.005. Ryanair 80 X-Ray Lima Romeo. Bye bye.
$300. 200. 100. Approaching minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
On ground.
Speed brake out.
Alright.
123
Here we go.
knots.
Reverse thrust not
111 knots.
required.
99 knots. 86 knots. 73 knots.
70 knots. Manual braking.
58 knots. 26 knots.
Alright. Alright, speed brake is stowed. Autopilot can come off.
Vision for Romeo Kilo. Welcome to Palma. Contact ground on 121.705.
Ground 121.705, vision from Nikito, bye.
Men, welcome to Palma de Mallorca. We have just landed safely, and I must say Captain Robin has executed an excellent landing. Rated an 8 out of 10, eh?
8 out of 10.
Did you know that
Why is
Palma
it
is
just an 8
famous
out of
for its
10?
stunning Gothic cathedral, Lasso, and its beautiful beaches? Thank you for flying with Vision today. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. The local time here is 7:22 p.m. On behalf of Captain Robin, First Officer Murph, and the entire crew, We wish you a wonderful stay or safe travels onward. Gracias.
Alright, so I'll just go and spawn to a gate here. Alright, cool. Just gonna wait for the APU to spool up. There it is. Alright, parking brake set. Let's do the shutdown flow.
CDU message displayed. CDU message clear.
And clean this up. Set the trim down to neutral. Alright. And squawk, standby. Let's get the ground power connected. Alright, doors are open. Ground power is connected.
CDU message displayed. CDU message clear.
Switch over to that. Great. And let's shut off the APU. And with that, this flight to Palma de Mallorca is complete. Welcome all, ladies and gents. It's been a really nice flight, all the way until the approach, which, again, that was just really, and it's really unfortunate. Like I already said, SI, absolutely, by far, my favorite add-on for MSFS, just after Talking Flight Monitor, which obviously, because TFM is what I need to be able to fly as a blind sim pilot. I really love SI. I think it's a really amazing ATC program. The traffic injection, especially considering that it's still technically an alpha, really solid, provides an absolutely excellent level of immersion. We did not have any situation on this flight where we were told to hold short due to traffic on the runway, or where we got a traffic advisory in mid-flight. But it absolutely can do that, and it's kind of cool when it happens. None of that in this flight, because I guess there wasn't enough traffic that was really close to us.
2450 Zulu.
Let me
Contact tower on 122.1. Take care.
actually switch to a different frequency
tower
here.
on 12.
Okay. So really awesome what they did there with the traffic injection. ATC instructions, going out of Frankfurt all the way up to cruise, being handed off to the various center frequencies. Really solid there. Absolutely just as you would expect it. This landing into Palma is sadly where it just absolutely fell short. And again, it's not because of the vectoring, it's not because the approach procedure or the star were particularly difficult. It's simply because it failed to get us to a low altitude in time. And when it actually eventually started giving us descent instructions below flight level 240, and it started giving vectors, I figured maybe it's actually doing this because of traffic. Maybe it's just vectoring us around for a little bit so we can lose some altitude and then bringing us in for the approach. But no, the moment we were handed off to Palma approach, it was like, 18 miles from whatever the waypoint was, cleared for the ILS 24 left approach, and we were just coming through flight level 130. So yeah, that's just kind of unfortunate. Could have been very easily avoided by just giving us more timely descent instructions. That would have been perfectly fine. But I will report that as feedback. And all that I can say is it's not really reflective of my last couple of flights that I've been doing on SI, where even like vectored approaches going into places have been really, really good. And so I thought this sort of thing was sort of a thing of the past. And of course, the flight that I decided to put on a stream is where it happens again. Well, I will be providing feedback to the SI team about this, so that hopefully they can look into it and fix it, whatever happened there. And yeah, I will be back with another stream at some point. I don't know when exactly. But thanks to all of you who joined in. Thanks to all who participated and put stuff in the chat. It's been great interacting with you all. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye.